radiators that they're aluminum and plastic. So as you know, when it heats up, it expands, contracts, and eventually they start using. Um, we removed it from the Porsche. Unfortunately, we don't have that video. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna transfer the parts of the old radiator to the new radiator. And in that situation, we're also gonna replace the bracket, and we're gonna show you as we go why. Okay. If you look at the old radiator, the first thing you want to do is you want to compare the radiator, the new one with the old one. Make sure everything's exactly the way it's supposed to. We already did that. We checked the right, the left, we checked the top and the bottom, and it's perfect. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the old one apart, step by step. Okay, there's two little clips on the output of the fan. Two little clips you got to push in right here. If you see them, they're right here. These little two clips, two small little clips. You push them in, then you can lift it up and just pull it out. That right there is the fan shroud. Okay. Put it to the side. Then you see right here with the pliers, needle nose. You could just squeeze right here and push it out. Correctly, sideways. It's a little awkward. We'll get it through. As you can see, one side already went through. And there we go. Okay, so we'll put the fan shroud aside. Okay, and then when you look at the fan mount, this is where the situation comes in where we had to replace it. If you notice, it's cracked. This is not caused by the fan. This is caused because the vehicle's been in an accident and the fender got hit, so it damaged the fan. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take it off. We're gonna go with a 10 millimeter. Let's see if it's 8. Beautiful. It's an 8 millimeter socket. We're just gonna take that off. Remember, guys, righty tighty, lefty loosey. The thing I like about Porsche is they make things pretty easy, even though it's an expensive car. Replacing things are simple. What is not simple are the systems themselves. You can replace the parts 1, 2, but the system, it's a little difficult, especially when it comes to cooling system, because it has to be vacuum evac. Okay, we got a special tool for that. We'll show you when we do the coolant. See what I mean? It's broken, so this bracket is garbage. But these two screws secure it. Once you take that off, you do the same thing like you did the other one. Pop it in, pop it out, and off it comes. All right. So now we're gonna put that to the side. Okay. Now, we're not done yet. There's a couple things we gotta move. Okay. Right here is the mounting bracket. It's not screwed into the radiator. It's pressured in. Okay. So you gotta take it off and put it back into the new one. Okay. Now, there's a little cap. This little cap, I already pulled it out, but I'm gonna show you how I did it. Okay, because it's pressured in and clamped down. So the thing you gotta do, don't grab it from the sides, don't use a screwdriver. All you gotta do is just grab one end. If you wanna grab two, that's even more, it's better because you're pressuring it. Okay, and the thing you do is you wiggle and you pull. Okay, the O-rings are the thing that keep it locked in there. See the O-rings? That keeps it locked in. Now, one thing to remember is the little grooves. There's 2 little notches that have to go into those 2 notches. Right? Yes, it's reusable. So we're gonna take it and put it into a new one. You don't need to put any glue or anything on it. Lubricant or anything. You just go and put it in there. Okay. So, as I mentioned, you put it from here, wiggle it, and it comes off. Okay? So when you pop it in, just pop it in. It comes with these little clamps. You gotta make sure that the arrows are actually facing inward, or the little grooves. Okay? All you gotta do is just pop it in. There's little notches on the side. There you go. Right. To remove the motor, it's going to be a 10mm socket. Once again, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
So there's only 3 bolts on this side. This back side, right?
Correct. There's 3 bolts that mount the actual fan to the mount. Okay. The good thing about having 3 bolts is the alignment shouldn't differ. Now, if it's stuck, if the nut gets stuck that way, just put it back in here, just a little, and wiggle it, and it'll come off. And then you can just take the nut off. 3 10mm nuts. That's all we need. Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. That's off. So what we need to do is now we need to go to the wiring harness and guide it. It's a lock-in slide. So you could just move to the left, to the right, and it'll loosen up, and then you should have just the fan itself. Okay? This right here is the fan. Are we gonna install it? Yes, we are. But before we do that, we're gonna do a little maintenance on it.
Looks a little rusty, huh?
Yep.
So make sure it's efficient now that we have it off.
Okay. If anybody tells you they can use anything to clean this motor out, you gotta remember, in a car, you have brake cleaner. You have electrical connected cleaners. You have every type of cleaner there is for every part of the car. They're not universal because of the chemicals that are in there. So make sure you use the right cleaning component for the right part. If you notice on here, I'm using the electric parts cleaner. We actually cleaned the part. We sprayed it with the electrical parts cleaner. So now the thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the bracket back, or the fan mount.
Did you scrub it with anything or just with the top?
No, just, you don't need to scrub it. All you got to make sure is that you spray it under so it's nice and clean.
And the rust and dirt comes off of it automatically?
That is correct. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to go ahead and put the fan in. Okay. We're going to do it exactly in reverse as we took it off. Make sure 2 things: the inner lid is going inside the groove, and make sure that it's going into the bolt holes. Should be no problem, unless you're me. Okay. There goes 1. 2, 3, and now we just push the fan.
That's just the process in reverse.
That's all it is. Ta-da, ta-da-da-da-da. Make sure you change it to the right for tidy. And just spin it around. Now the thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put the wire back. If you notice, like I said, it has a particular groove. All you do is just slide it in, slide it out. It's the same thing like the old one. Perfect fit. Slide it in, slide it out, and you're good. Okay, so now the next step is to grab the mount with the fan and mount it onto the new radiator. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab the radiator, slide in into the bracket. There's two little brackets back here. Slide in, bring it down. And the front brackets should match the hole we put for the screws. Okay. I forgot to mention, for the securing screws, it's an actually 8mm. We're gonna put in the shroud. We're gonna go ahead and put it just like the fan mount. We're gonna slide it in, bring it down. And it's purely mentioned, the only thing that's gonna lock it in the front is gonna be these two little pegs. And that's it. Cautious with it. Any punctures in the radiator will destroy it. So as you're moving it around, you gotta be aware that the part that goes straight into the front of the Porsche is bare. So anything that hits it will destroy the radiator. Be very cautious.